Hello, welcome to the SolidWorks tutorial Basic Part Modeling 35. Today we create the so-called oblique support. The task can be seen here with all necessary dimensions. Furthermore, the imperial unit system is used. We will start by creating the plate, first with all its features, and then we move to the angled part. One important note, we only have this point here given to fix the position and are forced to use it to fully define the part correctly. Okay, let's head over to SolidWorks. So, as always, we start by creating a new part from the menu. Click on Part. And before sketching, we check our units and set it to IPS for the imperial unit system. Then we go to the sketch menu and create a new sketch. Here I choose the top plane because it will provide us the same orientation like the task. As we start with the plate, we create the main shape of it with the center rectangle. The center of the center rectangle is the origin, and make sure it's coincident to it. The rectangle itself is 5.5 inches long and 4 inches wide. When the sketch is fully defined, we go to the Features menu and click Extruded Boss Base. Keep all options as they are and set the extruded length to 0.62 inches and press OK to apply the feature. Next, we will create two cutouts underneath the plate. The first one starts with a new sketch on this side of the plate. So we just click this face here and we click on the sketch menu and click sketch. Now we right click on sketch 2 in the feature manager and click normal 2 to get a better view for the upcoming sketch. Now select a normal corner rectangle. The first reference is the bottom of the plate. Make sure it's coincident. And the second reference can be placed anywhere, but preferably between the upper and lower side of the plate. And unselect the rectangle. We dimension the rectangle from the left and the right side. It has a distance of 1.2 inches each. So here 1.2 inches. And on this side 1.2 inches as well. The height of the rectangle from the lower side of the plate is 0.12 inches. So as we see, the sketch is black and fully defined. Therefore, we can create the feature correctly. After switching the menu, click on Extruded Cut and under Direction 1, change from blind to through all and press OK to apply the feature. The second cut is principally exactly like the first one. We make a new sketch on this face, make a new sketch, and by right-clicking on sketch 3, we click normal 2 again to adjust our view. We create a normal corner rectangle again and make sure we get the coincident relation on the first point, and the second one we can place it everywhere we want. And on the left and right side, the rectangle is dimensioned with a distance of 1.2 inches each to the respective side. The height of the rectangle is 0.12 inches. Okay, when the sketch is fully defined, we create the next extrude cut and set it from blind 2 through all, and press OK. Next, we will create the 4 holes. We start by creating a new sketch. Here, click Sketch after selecting this face on top of the plate, and we adjust our view by right-clicking Sketch 4 in the Feature Manager and click Normal 2. We create a normal circle in the upper left corner. Unselected. And we set dimensions of 0.7 inches each from the top and the left side to the center. So center to top, 0.7 inches, and center to the left side, also 0.7 inches. The diameter of the circle is 0.5 inches. The sketch should now be fully defined, but it's not done yet. To obtain the other circles, we will simply copy the circle we just created. So click on Mirror Entities, and as entities to mirror, click the circle, and for Mirror About, click the right plane from this menu view, and click OK, of course. And now we have to repeat this, so click Mirror Entities again. But now we select both circles as entities to mirror, and we mirror about the front plane. Should click Mirror About, click the front plane, and click OK. Our sketch is now finished. We switch to the menu, to the Features menu, and click Extrude Cut. And we set it from blind to through all. As last step for the plate, create the fillets. And to do so, choose the Features menu and click on Fillet. Make sure that the fillet type is set to constant size fillet. And for the items to fillet, select all 4 edges like I do now. This one, this one, this one, and this one. And adjust under the fillet parameters, the fillet radius, to 0.5 inches and click OK. Usually it is a good habit to create fillets as the very last step. I just do it here to finish the lower part of the plate, and it has no bad influence on the next steps. So now the plate is finished and we move on to the angled part. Here we have to create 2 references to obtain the fixing point I showed in the beginning. We start by creating the first reference plane, click on the Feature menu on Reference Geometry, and click on the corresponding submenu plane. For the first reference, select the top side of the plate and set the offset distance here to 0.2 inches and click OK. Then create a new sketch on the new plane 1. So right click here, click Sketch, and adjust our view to Sketch 5. We create a simple point roughly here, unselected, and from the left side we have a dimension of 1.3 inches, and from the bottom of the plate we have a distance of 0.8 inches. Furthermore, we need another line for the construction of our second reference plate. So simply create a line on the sketch somewhere And now, while holding the control key, select this line and this point and give them a coincident relation. So to fix the orientation of that line, we need to add two more lines. First, we start with another line at that endpoint over here, and make sure that we set the perpendicular relation that is seen here by the yellow indicator. So click here, select again, and as we see, the sketch is still blue and can be dragged around. So here, still not defined, and we can also rotate it. And therefore we create the last line, which starts at the same endpoint here again. Make sure we have a coincentric relation here. And make sure that it's horizontal. So, and from the task, we know that this angle here is 20 degrees from the perpendicular line. So as we see, the sketch is still blue for some parts, but that isn't important for us because we don't need the other two lines or the length of the very first one. This is also still variable, but that doesn't matter to us because we just need the angle of that line. Before closing the sketch, make sure that all lines are construction lines. So just hold the control key on your keyboard and select all three lines. And under options, click the box for construction. And now we can exit the sketch. Now we create the second reference plane. On the features menu, under reference, geometry, click plane again. The first reference is our fixed line from plane 1. And our second reference is either plane 1 or the top plane with a perpendicular relation. So I just choose plane 1 here, but it doesn't really matter. Just make sure that the relation is perpendicular. And click OK. We create a new sketch on plane 2. And we adjust our view by right-clicking on sketch 6. And furthermore, you may want to hide plane 1, as we don't need it, and as we don't need it anymore, it's just in our field of view. So just right-click it and click hide. We select line and sketch the approximate shape of the angled part from this side that you're looking on, practically the left side. If you look on the task. But while sketching, make sure to hit the fixed point and the start and end point with coincident relations already. So here, just make sure it's coincident. Then make a vertical line somewhere up to here, just rough shape. Then another line here. Then here, between this line and the line I'm sketching now, should be a perpendicular relation, but it's more important that we hit that one first, so coincident with our reference point. Click that one. Now we can have the next perpendicular relation, as we see in the task, and another one. And the end is on the plate again, so make sure that you hit the coincident relation here again. And now, last but not least, the final line to the starting point again. Okay. So first of all, create the last perpendicular relations that we missed here. Hold the control key, click those two lines, and give the perpendicular relation. Okay. Then from the task we can create a 25-degree angle between these two lines. Click them while being in smart dimensions, and select to 25 degrees. Drag it down a bit. And we know this length of this line is 2.2 inches. Then we know this length of 0.4 inches. Make sure that this is a diagonal dimension, not a horizontal or vertical one. Otherwise your part will be messed up. And as last dimension, we have the 0.8 inches between this point here. Make sure that you really choose this point here and this line here. Again, we have a diagonal dimension. And don't make sure that it's not a horizontal or a vertical one. And so the length was 0.8 inches, of course. Okay, the sketch should be fully defined. And now we can switch to the features menu and select extrude boss base and make a blind extrude of 3.5 inches from our sketch plane. And by rotating it, we make sure that we extrude in the right direction. By default, it doesn't, so we just reverse the direction. And now we can click OK and create the feature. As last step, we create the half circle cutout. But first, I would recommend to hide plane 2 and sketch 5 as we don't need them anymore. So right click on sketch 5, click hide. Right click on plane 2 and click hide. Next, select this face of the extrude, go to sketch, create a new sketch, and we adjust our view to sketch 7. For the half circle, we use a center point arc. Go ahead and select it from this menu here. The center point is the middle of this line, which is nicely marked by SolidWorks. When we hold it above it, here's the middle point of that line. Click it. And the starting point should be coincident to that line as well. The same applies for the end point. So now draw a line between those endpoints to close the sketch. And this saves us some time, as we only have to define the radius of that arc now, which is given by 1.4 inches. So now switch to the features menu and click Extrude Cut. Under direction 1, select up to next, so it just cuts this part here and nothing more, and click OK. The part is now finished, and to check if your part is correct, you can switch to the tab Evaluate and click the Mesh Properties. The volume of the sketch is supposed to be 16.03 cubic inches, and the surface area is 69.8 square inches. That's it for the video. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.